Hello, Dallas makers. Another video of Certified SolidWorks Associate exam review. We're continuing with sketching on circles. There are two circle commands, but any of them can be changed when you select. So first we go with the center and the radius. And the third one goes with the 3 points on the perimeter of the circle. We have exact the same options while it is selected. We can go and fix that. We can go change it to for construction. All the information are here. We can change this like to 20. We can move this to the center. But as I will show later on, it's better not to play with these parameters and wait for the end. After the circles, let's talk about arcs. So arc command is also divided into three types. The first one is center, start and end. Okay, something failed, arc, 3 point, center, comes here, start. Now it started the wrong way that I wanted, so you have to go around. Now it's fixed. Start and end. Again, center, starting point, and end point. Second one is tangent to a line. So I can go here, pick the existing end of existing line, makes a tangent to that one. So it automatically adds the tangency to that line. Then the third one is beginning, end, and the third midpoint. So for example, if we are going beginning, end, and we decide we don't want to be tangent, we want it just a little bit, we can decide where the midpoint is going to be. As usual, while we're there, we can turn this into construction or not. The next command in this family is ellipse. Ellipse is like a circle viewed in an angle, projected in an angle. So the first thing we do, center. Again, it is here. Then we can go and create one of the radiuses, and then we can come back and select the other one. And this creates an ellipse. Ellipse can be also created in an angle. Center, if you go in an angle, now the second side is going to be the side way. And while we're in the circle and line family, let's go and review slot. There are quite a few different types of slots available. Now, as usual, when we look at the command, we can access all of them from the same window command. I will go with the first one, which is center, and the width. So the first center, second center, and the width. I can go also in an angle, second, and the width. The second command starts from midpoint and end, and now width. Again, we have the same kind of option available, 1, 2, and 3. Now there is something that I want to show about the slots. When we select the slot, it goes back to the command, so it's not 2 arcs and 2 lines anymore. Now you can see that it has the dimension. No matter which way you created this, these are common information. Now SolidWorks treats this as a whole thing as a feature. So it means I can select this one and come here, hold the control key, select that one, then I can make these two equal slots. That we talk more about this when we are explaining the relationships. But just let you know that ellipse has this special. The slots have this special property that each slot is considered as one whole feature. Now, while I'm at it, I will also explain that arc slots. That, as you can see, you can first create the arc the same way as you create 3-point arc, beginning, end, and the radius, and then you can pick the width. Or the same way as you were creating the arc in the past, center, beginning, end, and then the width. Again, the arc slot are considered single feature, and if you select two of them, you can actually make them equal slots because the whole combination is considered one feature by SolidWorks. You can delete them, but until you remove all the relations within that feature, it's still considered a slot. The next sketching entity that I'm going to review is rectangle. Rectangle, again, there are different options that you can select from drop-down menu, or you can select one of them and they're all available right here in the properties window. First one is corner to corner. You select one corner, the other corner. Now, if you look at this one, it's creating two construction line from two edges. This is selected in the properties window right here. If I unselect that one, then the rectangle is created without construction lines. Or I can select from midpoint. Then the construction lines are going to be created from midpoint, going to the midpoint, and all the constraints are available right here. The next rectangle, I keep the construction line on just to show the details. The second one is center and corner. So we can pick the center and go and create that rectangle by just clicking on the corner. And it's going to be created symmetric around the center. If you look at the first two, it's both the rectangles are horizontal. And the third one, we have the option of creating that in an angle. So we need one more point. We go point 1, point 2, that defines the angle, and then the third point specifies the width of that. Now, if you look at the relations, these lines are horizontal, but this one doesn't have the horizontal, but the corners are perpendicular to each other, and these two lines are parallel to each other. Now, the third one is similar to the second one on the top, except that it's in an angle. So you have to pick the center, come out in an angle. So this is going to be center. So the rectangle is going to be twice that side, and then you specify the width. And finally, the last option is again horizontal, but it's a parallelogram. So it's not perpendicular to each other. So I pick the first point, the second point, and the third point specifies the angle. And that's it for the rectangle. Next topic is sketching tools. Sketching tools are the tools that are used to modify the features that we already created. The first tool is trim entities. As the name shows, this is for trimming the lines. It has different options. On the left, the first one is power trim. Power trim is the most useful tool for trimming the the ends that we don't really need. So I can go around, hold the left mouse button, and cut every piece. Now, the other option that I could use is that I pick this line and I want to trim it to this line, and it will automatically trim that line. Sorry, trim entity, first one, pick the line, pick the second line, trim it to that line. But the easiest way of using this tool is just left click and drag it. It's like cutting every line that this will cross to the closest line. The next option is corner. Again, last time we saw that how easy it was with the trim entity to create that that trims. Now corner has the same properties. I can click these two and make a corner here, or click inside and corner, click inside and create the corner this way. So this is the side that we want to keep, and as you can see, I can quickly do the trim. The same result as before. The only advantage is that if the lines don't cross each other, this would be a better option to pick, because automatically creates that corner for you. So the second option is corner. Okay, the next trim options would be trim away inside. So I can pick these two lines, this one and that one, and I can actually go and box select the rest of the lines and trims whatever is between these two lines. Now if I select the trim away outside, it's similar. I can pick these two lines and then box select the rest of the lines like this, and it will right to left, and it trims outside the two lines and keeps the inside. Now, something that I forgot to mention at the beginning is the two type of selection, right to left and left to right. If we select an entity, try to select it from right to left, the box is going to be green, and anything inside and crossing that box will be selected. So one more time, right to left, anything that's inside and crossing that box will be selected. If I go left to right, only the entities that are inside the box are selected. So that was one reason that I couldn't pick these. But again, inside the box, trim away, I select one, select two edges. Then I can come here and select right to left and picks all of them and deletes the outside. The last one is trim to closest. Let's go back, and trim to closest is kind of like power trim, but it goes to the closest line. So you can go to the closest line, down, and wherever it is. I think the power trim is the only one that you can always use. I can see a little bit advantage to the corner when the two ends don't meet each other. It could be somehow useful to use corners for when the ends don't meet. You can quickly create a box or anything. But other than that, power trim is the tool you want to keep using.